So today I am going to do a product highlight. We have a very few hand selected items that we have as a part of our metabolic KO program here at Hydration Station. And I'm going to talk about one today, Epic Tea, which is one of my favorite supplements that I found last year, and I now take it daily. What is Epic Tea? It's a testosterone optimizer. So there's no hormones in this product. It's all natural. Actually, it's the active ingredient is it's food chain derived, which is really interesting. Um, so there's a long 1,000+ year history of the food ingredient, which is fenugreek seed, being introduced into the human food chain. So has a lot of there's something to be said for nutrients that have been a part of the human diet for thousands of years. So the active ingredient comes from the fenugreek seed. The biotech company in this labs has been researching this particular molecule for more than 30 years now. In fact, over that last multi-decade, they've become one of the largest grower and harvesters of fenugreek in the world, actually, because they've built a large um, nutrient supply chain around this product, and have been doing for multiple decades. So what does this stuff do? So the end result of taking this product is a real increase in the amount of free testosterone you have available in your body and total testosterone that you have available in your body. And it happens slowly over time. So it does that through a couple of different things. So it stops the conversion. It takes your own testosterone production, right? And what it does is it stops the conversion of your testosterone into estrogen. And we know that converted to estrogen, testosterone to estrogen has some nasty effects, especially in women as related to breast cancer issues. And it also stops conversion of your testosterone into DHT, which is a different type of hormone that is largely responsible for hair loss in men that we see when people take drugs, right? So when it stops those two conversions, the amount of free testosterone you have available in your body is relatively increased, right? Without increasing the amount of testosterone you have in your body, just by stopping those conversions, it leaves more available free testosterone to go do the magical things that people take testosterone for, which is increased energy, increased brain energy, less brain fog, mood enhancement, the ability to grow lean body mass, to lose body fat, all of those things that people take hormones for, right? In addition to that, taking the product over time, the product is spermogenic, I believe that's the way you pronounce the term, which means over time, the total level, your total level of testosterone that your body makes will increase to whatever is optimal for you. Everybody's different. The good thing about taking the natural approach is it's optimizing what your body does naturally. So the difference between, say, taking a product like this and taking like a hormone like TRT or growth hormone or any synthetic um, drug is that drugs often tell your body to stop producing. They shut something off. They get the impact of having hormones flowing through their body, but the mechanism your body has that's already been compromised, which is why they take drugs, right? It just shuts that down completely. So and that starts a whole different chain reaction of things that people need to be constantly monitoring and be aware of, and people that are taking the drug approach are hopefully are aware of. The difference of taking the natural approach is that it helps a compromised hormonal system become less compromised, right? So it balances your hormones. And when you have balanced hormones, your body just performs better. So, how long does it take this stuff to work? Well, there's a measurable increase in impact on your testosterone 10 hours after taking your very first dose. So, one dose has an effect. Um, but it is a food derived nutrient, it's not a drug. So, the impact it has is gradual and over time, but still, because there's no side effects and you don't have the downside of taking a drug, it might be, people might want to consider using it. The testimonies we've had have been unbelievable, including my own. So I tested my testosterone before I took the product, and my testosterone was right at around 200, which is low. I was 59 at the time, about to turn 60, which is low, but I still felt fine. And I think it was 7 weeks later, I retested, and I was at 750, which is a dramatic increase for a non-drug, right? But long before I retested, I knew something was happening positive because I could feel it. And the interesting thing about the difference in the way I feel between before and after is, if you had asked me how I felt before, I would have told you fine. If anybody follows me on social media, I stay pretty active. I'm doing my thing out there, trying to pretend to be young. I'm in the gym, I'm hitting the bag, I'm doing all that stuff, right? So I would have told you I felt fine. But what I realized after taking this product is what I was feeling then was normal. That was my new normal. And then now I have a whole different thing of what I would call normal. All right. So the other thing is, there's a lot of research behind the active ingredient in this product. In fact, for you healthcare practitioners, I have one here in the store, but I could probably get more if I need it. It's 50 pages of research on human clinical trials of this product actually working. So this is not one of those, hey, we think it might have evidence that it might work in. No, this stuff has a ton of research behind it, including human trials. The other thing I like about this product is the labs creating the active ingredient have all these third-party certifications. If you've seen my podcast on the value of third-party certifications, that's a good indication that you can trust the company behind the product and the lab behind the company. And this company has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 third-party validators in this effort. So this product is great. We have it here in the store. If you have any questions, just reach out, come in. We have just as many women customers now, I think, that we have men customers because of the whole hormone balance thing. And most people have compromised testosterone. Most people, when they test out testosterone, it's going to be low because of environmental toxins, microplastics everywhere, hormone disruptors just found all over the place in the food supply, in the water supply if you don't drink really controlled filtered water. Counter and side effects from other medications they might be taking. So low testosterone has become the new norm. In fact, I saw a news report that said many 20-something-year-olds today in 2025 have the average testosterone of a 50-year-old from our 1950s, because there's been so much that has changed in just our food supply and our environmental exposure as we live this modern life. So that's this product. Super, super excited about it. We have supply here in the store. We constantly, Good supply, run out, resupply, that whole thing. But we have supply right now if you want to come check it out. If you have questions, just reach out to me directly and we can just have a frank and open conversation. I'll tell you whatever it is I know, but I'm a huge, huge fan of not only this product, but now I've gotten to know the biotech company behind the lab. I've met the scientist that actually created this, and he's awesome. And the mission he's on is unbelievable. And he's really committed to only working with active ingredients that originate in the human food chain. And it's just really, that's a really cool approach. And um, I like the mission that he's on, and he's a cool person, and they've got a lot of science, and they found 5 food products that have real health impact, like real demonstratable in a lab health impact. And this is one of a handful of products that they're going to be bringing to market once everything goes through all the trials and the human trials and all the stuff that it has to go through and all the lab certifications and all the stuff that they have to meet to hit their bar of quality and proof as they bring things to market. So it's going to be exciting times.